This is Diana for Get Out There Magazine, and this is SUP4MS! Woo!
Whether you're new to stand-up paddleboarding or you're a seasoned SUP paddler, SUP4MS is a fun paddling event that every stand-up paddleboarder should check out. Currently in its 7th year, SUP4MS is a social paddling event hosted by Surf Ontario with the goal of raising awareness and funds for the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Canada. The event is a 10K paddle on Lake Ontario from Cherry Beach to the Toronto Islands and back. The SUP4MS originally started as a 65-kilometer paddle from Hamilton to Toronto and had different distances and routes in the previous years, including a paddle towards the Scarborough Bluffs and Frenchman's Bay in Pickering. This year's route to the Toronto Islands took about 2 hours, includes a short portage through the islands and a scenic view of the Toronto skyline. One of the highlights from this year's event had to be seeing the giant SUPs out. Yes, there are 6 paddlers on that inflatable SUP. This is my 4th time participating in the SUP4MS, and I gotta say that I love seeing the enthusiasm of the paddlers that come out each year. The SUP4MS is one of the biggest SUP events in Ontario and definitely one that I recommend to anyone who SUPs. Every year, this event brings out people who are new to the SUP scene and paddlers of all ages and skill levels. The pace of the paddle is pretty chill and laid back, seeing as this event is not a race or timed, allowing participants the opportunity to soak in the calming and beautiful scenery of the Toronto Island Lagoons, one of my favorite local paddling spots. Paddlers who are new to the SUP4MS said the event not only introduced them to more people to paddle with, but also a new place to paddle and was the longest distance they have ever paddled. This year's SUP4MS took place on a perfect summer day, and although the wind picked up a little, it was a gorgeous day to be out on the water and paddling with approximately 100 others, all for a good cause. This year's event also gave paddlers the opportunity to demo different SUP boards from Blue Wave SUP and Tuga SUP, including a chance to try out their giant SUPs as well. The event wrapped up with healthy snacks, fundraising awards, a ton of prize draws, and charity auction items, including a SUP board. SUP4MS is probably the oldest stand-up paddleboarding event in Toronto, with over $70,000 raised to date by the SUP community in the fight to end MS. Make sure to sign up for the SUP4MS newsletter on the Surf Ontario website because this is a SUP event that you don't want to miss out on.